I think as human beings, most of us have fears. How many of you have some fears? No. And as we get older, we have different sets of fears than when we were younger. Fear of debilitation, the slowing down, the fear of financial insecurity. If we're still working, will I lose my job because of age or my forgetfulness? We fear for our adult children when they see their lives aren't going the way we would hope that they would go. We live in a culture that has fear of terrorism. We have fear of loneliness, fear of losing our place in society, fear of pain, and fear of loss of independence, which I think is one of the greatest.
If anything has changed my theology in the last 30, 40 years, it's the images of reality held up to me by the Hubble telescope, where in one photo, we're told are 10,000 galaxies, representing a tiny, tiny area of the sky. And so I learnt about reality in the way I had never learnt about reality in my 20s, my 30s, my 40s. I'm aging here. So this is in the 90s, and I'm in my 50s. And I'm coming across a whole different imagination, not make-believe, but these are real images. And I'm challenged how to bring my faith perspective to a universe that has billions and billions and billions of galaxies.
As Sister Arlene said, the title of this is From Denial to Denial. Denial, the first denial referring to the fact that Moses, as we know from the scriptural account, was taken from the Nile River, and at the end of his life, when God told him that it was time for him to die, he had a pretty hard time with that. And we're going to look at the material from the beginning of his life, because I want to give a sense of why Moses felt he had permission to push back to God, to give pushback when God announced that his time on earth was going to be ending.
I'd like to look at some aspects of aging with an eye toward a full life and contentment in old age. When she was in her 80s, mid-80s, my mother decided it was time for her to go to a nursing home. For her 4 children, it was true. But for her 4 children, that was quite a blessing that she made that decision, and we didn't have to. So she's in the nursing home. She had been there a while, and a relative went to visit her, one of my aunts. And she said, "Oh, Lydia, you must be so happy here." And my mother, as only she could say, said, "No, I'm not happy here." Well, my aunt was taken aback. She said, "I'm not happy here. I'm content and I'm safe." And that's what's important to me. I'm content and I'm safe.